No, I don't think LL is wrong about this. And the reason why I don't think he's wrong about this is because that works that way with anything that becomes a popular business. The pioneers aren't always going to get the credit for the things that are done. But if something is still existing some 40 years later, then there has to be some credit due to the individuals that sacrificed.
What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy WordPlay T.
And this is the No Rhyme Podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason. How's your week?
Trying, but I made it through.
Trying in what way? Do you swear to divulge? No, it's good.
I swear.
No, just had some of those anxiety days that are kind of new to me.
Are they built into the schedule?
No. God, no.
Anxiety days.
No, so it was just assessing mental health, had a doctor's appointment, and all kinds of other adulting things that just drag on. But
Dragons?
Overall,
Game of Thrones?
No.
For winter is coming.
Get out of here. Throw it in the trash. But today we're here to talk about
DJ Akademik.
I can already feel that you're in your feels.
Dog, I don't know, like,
he should not bother you this much.
It's not that he himself bothers me. It's the platform and those that would follow him that now bother me.
Well, he's a troll. That's what he does. Is he plants trolls?
Yes.
I'm going to be trolling my trolls.
All right, so the story is DJ Akademik, and we're going to play a bit of this, got on his stream, and this is reported from The Breakfast Club. On his stream, he was talking about how basically older rappers are dusty. The reason why he said that older rappers are dusty is because he feels as if older rappers have not contributed to the success of newer artists, and their ability to show their clout or monetary gain isn't doing much for the culture. That's what it is. I'm going to play this clip really quick and we'll react to that.
Bro, have you seen any of these old rappers who be like, yo, they're the foundation of hip hop, really living good? Them be looking really dusty. I kid you not. And none of y'all try to come for me because I don't y'all either. So I'm just tell y'all the truth. Y'all be looking like every time they be like an old talking about hip hop, you be like, yo, bro, you sure you invented this? Because everybody else living better than you.
So I'll pitch to you first. What do you think about that?
What kind of, like, and this is why I guess I'm triggered by, like, what kind of audience are you talking to? Even if you're talking to like a young kid, there's a difference between like having respect, being young, knowing that you have a voice. What is the purpose of what you're saying? And on the front end, you already say,
Hey, don't y'all none of y'all come for me because I'll fool with none of y'all no way.
and it's like you're already knowing people are going to come for you, and you were probably talking to somebody specific that you just didn't name out that either hurt your feelings, didn't want to do an interview with you, or whatever the case may be.
I don't know. I believe that what he's trying to say to older rappers is that you haven't helped anybody out, and with your contribution to the culture, it doesn't mean anything because we're not seeing the results of your contribution, right? You don't have anything. You don't own anything at this point. And that's really up.
Are we not the results of that?
We can get into that later. Why do you think he's even going this hard?
Simply, like I said, I think it was somebody who sunned you, who said something to you to try to little boy you in some conversation. That's all I can gather, because he's such a troll that it has to come from somewhere. When he went on Gilly's podcast or whatever, they was trying to like calm him down because he keeps talking to street and things in a certain way. And it's like you talk in that troll way of I'm untouchable.
What I hear from that is a lack of respect for anybody that is not within his generation.
Right.
And he assumes that everybody in his generation doesn't listen to anybody that's older, which is kind of ridiculous.
What do you think where do you think he was coming from, or what do you think incited this?
I think that because he wants to inflame people, he has to say the thing that's going to get under people's skin and it's going to go viral. Because if he doesn't continue to go viral, then he's not really going to have a platform. His platform will die off over time. And he even says later on that, some people basically have a shelf life of, 10 years, right? And in hip hop, that's what it is. But I disagree. He's tangibly a part of hip hop culture because he's been inserted into the culture, but he is still an outsider. And that feeling of being an outsider has led to these type of comments. Let's go ahead and jump to what LL Cool J had to say in response to Akademiks on this. And again, it's reported by The Breakfast Club.
It came to my attention that a DJ, I'm not going to say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that a lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, they're dusty, or how can they be the person that, invented hip hop if they don't have a lot of money, or if they don't represent like they have a lot of dough, right? Let me explain something to you. Don't confuse someone's ability to develop a business model. Don't conflate. In other words, don't think just because somebody knows how to get money or fails to get money that they didn't make a contribution to the culture. This idea that you have to have money or else you don't have any value is a bad idea, and it's a misinformed way of looking at the world.
So that was LL Cool J responding to DJ Akademiks, and quite frankly, he makes a point that, look, just because somebody may not have money now in the culture doesn't mean they didn't have a significant impact to the culture. My question is, where is LL wrong, or is he wrong?
No, I don't see him as wrong on any level, because the thing is, when you're talking about building things, you have to understand that the foundation is not the final part of the house. The Ford model is something that we respect, but I'm not trying to drive a Ford model nowadays. And in hip hop, there's so much in this 50 years or almost 50 years where there's like no precedent for the things that people were doing. Like, these were people who created something without any kind of structure. They created something and built it up. Like, it wasn't a business then. It was a feeling. Then it started to become a business. And the places that it is now are just so much more because of what they did.
I think that there's more to what Akademiks said that hasn't been played. I feel like there's more to the story, but just based off of what LL heard, no, I don't think LL is wrong about this. And the reason why I don't think he's wrong about this is because that works that way with anything that becomes a popular business, that anything that becomes a popular culture, right? The pioneers aren't always going to get the credit for the things that are done. And this is what I'm focused on most. Because if they're not getting paid now, they made a sacrifice.
Let's get to this last clip so we can just get done with the Akademiks.
Okay.
Business like that. I had to learn it, and now I'm teaching. I get on my stream every single day. I'm over here trying to tell people, okay, I know y'all calling future dumb because everybody's ownership. Let me break it down to y'all. Y'all don't do that. All y'all sell y'all masters. All y'all do it for $1, but you don't explain it to the people. Every artist who come in the game got more leverage. Every artist could at least negotiate more than you, but they fall into the same traps as you because you never told them. I can't respect y'all for that. I'm sorry. Especially when y'all talking for the culture. Now, LL, if I attack you personally or financially, everything you said to me would be fine because you, by the way, you got way more money than me. I'll put it out there. But when I say about the older rappers is that y'all all are in it for yourself. Y'all never helped the newer rappers. Y'all never helped anybody else. When y'all complain why the labels are doing whatever they doing it because all signed don't at least share information. They all act like it's some solo shit. Everybody get f***ed. Why in 2023, every artist who signs to a record label is going to sign a contract, they're going to get f***ed. Why?
I want to address really one major thing here. All right, so there's a lot. There's a lot there. So for one, he made a generalization about how pioneers or legendary artists don't do a good job at reaching back to those around them. I could probably point out many different scenarios of evidence for why. Let me start with LL. Mm-hmm. So LL, along with Russell, along with Rick Rubin, Beastie Boys.
Keep talking.
All the individuals that were involved in early Def Jam history did a lot to pioneer or build up Def Jam in such a way where it could propel other people's careers, right? Because let's think about some people that came after LL that had their own businesses, that used the Def Jam model to create their own thing, right? Ludacris. Beyond Ludacris, right? Who else is there?
You can say Jeezy.
Jay-Z. There's a lot of individuals who watched LL, watched his moves in movies, in television, and emulated that rise. And if you think about where he got it from, who did he get it from? Will Smith. Academics act like people don't have conversations outside of the external.
But no, here's the biggest point that he's missing. It was nothing. There are a lot of the pioneers who did not know the structure that is today because it didn't exist. So they were still getting screwed over in their deals. So the newness of stepping out into your own business, knowing not what a 360 deal is and everything else was because pioneers and others who were at a higher level who learned from the sacrifices and everything started to change.
Well, that is the sacrifice.
Yeah.
The sacrifice is the learning curve.
Yeah.
And here's the other point that I want to get to, and I'll play this back just one more time so I can get to that.
Fine, because you, by the way, you got way more money than me. I'll put it out there. But when I say about the older rappers is that y'all all are in it for yourself. Y'all never helped the newer rappers. Y'all never helped anybody else.
That's wrong. Like that's 10,000% wrong. Let's talk about Jay-Z. When it comes to helping other artists, he literally rapped about the business in his rhymes. And that's the problem, is that like academics are seeing this from a very surface level point of view. He's seeing it as if these individuals aren't having conversations, like they can't walk up to each other and just talk. Here's my last point I want to get to, and I'll play this in order to make that point.
Why in 2023, every artist who signs to a record label is going to sign a contract they're gonna get
That, number one, that's a wide generalization. Number two, the record labels are set up to artists.
Have always been.
Bottom line. Who writes a contract that is not in their favor? Except for me. Who writes?
Listen, I was about.
Nope.
The other part of this, the third thing, artists treat record label money like winning the lotto. And they do it all the time because record labels, when it comes to hip hop, target poor black folks that haven't been taught things about how to manage their money, how to manage their finances. They give big advances to individuals that are from the streets, and then they reap all the negative consequences because of how this thing is written. It's a loan. It is not the pioneer's fault that individuals can't look up on the internet and understand what the structure of a deal is before they sign it. I make videos on it every single week, so nobody got an excuse.
Preach.
At least from me, you'll understand the workings of this music business. I can guarantee you that there are way more pioneers that have warned people against this business than individuals that have not.
The other thing is that we as young people a lot of times will not bridge the gap to the actual understanding. Because we think that our way of street life or our way of doing this is going to be the innovation that I have to stay, that is going to change everything. And it's like, we're not even open to the information. You acting like people have reached back and we said, yes, this is good information.
No, most people don't even dive into the information that's available to them. Going against academics' points, these conversations do happen.
Yeah.
They just don't happen in the public. And that's what he's missing.
Look, man, we got new sounds and this shit makes me laugh every time.
I'm focused, man.
Yep.
We'll see you guys in the next one. A 1 and a 2 and peace.
Nah, let's try like.
sun beating off the green asphalt and white nets. Buzzer beater from half court, I might flex. I'm just trying to be the next AI and mic check. Man, I wish all my days was like this. Grab a flower off the vine and get straight to the honey. Time to write rhymes and get straight to the